Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Bala Gowthaman ji. He's of Shree TV, and we're going to take a look at some of the evolving, politics out of this Hamas conflict, and very regrettably, what we are seeing in India and in other parts also. I'm not going to absolve other countries of people blindly supporting Hamas without looking at their antecedents, at the crimes committed, and the unfolding horrific details that we are seeing. So let's first welcome Gowthaman ji. Gowthaman ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaste.
Gowthaman ji, it's always an honor and pleasure to host you, sir. We know you are on the ground carrying on this battle for day in and day out. Viewers, for those of you who have not seen Bala Gowthaman ji's videos, very, very stark and very point blank, he will tell us what is happening on the ground, not sitting in an armchair in a studio in New Delhi or in any other state capital. Bala Gowthaman ji, first question, sir. I'm just going to put up a slide now of a picture that was found in a Kochi mall. Can we have the picture, please? This is in Kochi mall, sir. And look at the size of the Pakistani flag. And what are these rascals thinking? And what has happened is, even Congress, which first said that they were, condemning Hamas, within 24 hours, changes its tune and says, now we support Palestinians. Palestinians are different from terrorists. Which idiot doesn't understand this? Bala Gowthaman ji, tell us what is going on the ground, sir.
Look, now this issue has become a flashpoint in India more than any other country. Even I don't think that it is having this traction in any Arab country or somewhere else, but it is having a big traction in India. And SDPI, which is a political arm of the Popular Front of India, is now doing demonstrations and other stuffs in India. You know what the title of it is? Free Palestine. It's not talking about how Hamas, it is not talking about the loss of lives. It doesn't talk about the Hamas has really perpetrated some violence in Israel. Nothing of that sort. It now says that Palestine should be freed. And it is taking a cue from SDPI, apart from all the Muslim organizations. Naxal organizations in India, they have also picked this up. And now there is another organization which has come up with another program that now they are speaking about a particular Islamic militant in some other country. And that agitation also picked up. And this is what I heard just 2 hours before I come into this particular program. So now this issue is no longer an issue between Hamas and Israel. And this is, I want to repeat it again. Don't say it is a Hamas attack on Israel. It is a jihad. Jihad happening in Israel. So you can't say that it is a Hamas terror attack. You can't have a Kashmiri terror attack. You can't have a Easter bombing terror attack. All are jihadi attack. And it is basically the geography and the reason and the timing differs. So this is what we need to understand. And when these things started happening, when SDPI picked it up, when some other Muslim organization picked it up, Congress party immediately changed its stand. Within 24 hours, no, we want Palestine. And this is what Congress said. It is about Palestine. It has not condemned anything of violence or something else. Now the issue goes towards Palestine. So the issue of Hamas attack is not there in the media right now. The media is now about how Palestinians are persecuted. And so now the nationhood of Palestine is something which is coming up huge and fast. So the issue has gone from the real perpetrator of the offense to the victim and the person who has committed the offense. And now he is using this victimhood, and this victimhood is working nicely in India, and political parties are falling in line. And this is what is happening now.
Well, this is not first time. Gowthamanji, again, you've dealt with this in the past. One part I still don't understand is how is it that the Christian community, knowing fully well that they were the targets of the Easter bombing by elements that are associated with PFI. This is proven fact. Don't give people, viewers, don't put comments saying that this is alleged. No, it is proven. There have been arrests going on that also. How is it that the Christian community in India is still not waking up and smelling the coffee, sir?
So now we have to see. I don't find big difference between this. I mean, this Islamic terrorist as well as the Christian fundamentalist. Look, for both these religions, Hindus are the common soft targets. So they know that, okay, Islam is going to be a major challenge for them throughout the world. Even in India, they are going to face similar challenges from the Muslim community. It is going to come. As far as the time being, they are of an agreement that now we are going to have a common prey. I don't say enemy, it's a prey, because the thing is, you have killed the beast. You have killed the beast called Hinduism. And now we have to share the spoils. So to share the spoils, we are not going to play these international issues inside India. But what we will do is we will play up Indian issue as an international issue. For this, both of these communities will have a joint program and other things. And this is what is happening. And every Christian very well knows that this is the issue. And every Christian very well know that, okay, some section of the Christian missionaries, they have come out with a statement in Kerala. But unfortunately, the communist government, it foisted cases against the Christian priesthood, which spoke about love jihad in Kerala. So the thing is, when you have political establishment in your own country, I mean, instead of you have to play with these two sentiments, it is, if any country which has got some brains, it will do this. Because both of these communities, they are treating India as your enemy. And the police or the administration in India, they are trying very hard to maintain these two groups in one block called the minority bloc. So it is basically the political dispensation in India which is supporting this unity to fight against Hindus. And this is a political issue, number one. And the thing is, okay, now you have a common enemy.
We have momentarily lost Gowthamanji, but he'll be joining us back. And viewers, if you have not already liked this video, do like this video. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you all for your great support. We just crossed the 400,000 mark. We're already at 4.03, and things are really, really looking good. And again, this could have not been possible if it was not for your help. And we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. But the work is not finished yet. We have a lot more to do, and we are one of the few websites which are trying to give the information as it is. We give constructive criticism. In fact, yesterday we talked about 30-odd organizations in the Harvard University supporting Hamas, of which one has since withdrawn its stand, which is the Harvard Nepali Students Association. They have finally understood that this is something that is, they perhaps were unwilling or unwitting signatories, and they got sucked into that. And now they have said that we don't endorse this particular resolution that Harvard has passed. It's not just Harvard. New York City, there are protests. And when the youngsters are being asked, what do you mean? Don't you think you are being American? America is supporting Israel. And kids are saying no. So you have educational institutions in the United States which have sowed this seed of hatred. This is self-hatred. This is a slightly different problem in the United States. And that's why this woke culture has taken root. And now people have to be weaned off of that. This is a problem that is in India, in the United States. We have a different kind of problem in India, and that's what we are going to be discussing. Because what you'll be hearing from Bala Gowthaman as soon as he joins, he just comes back on. It came back on. Bala Gowthaman.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you're cut off midway, sir. Please go ahead.
So Christians very well know that there is threat from Islam, and even they faced some situation in Manipur. There also we have seen some clashes between Christians and Muslims, but they very well know. But this is a country where you have to see now the Christian population is dwindling fast in Europe and other places. So now church is losing its revenue, church is losing its power, and in another 30 to 50 years, Islam will be the largest following religion in the world. So both these religions, if they want to maintain their numbers, they have to work in India because it is the only place where you have a human resource to convert. And you can't enter into China because they have tasted the medicine there with the Uyghurs, as well as the Chinese government has said that we will only nominate your bishops, not the Vatican is going to do. So they have only one option. They have to go search for prey in India. And this is precisely they are doing. So they know that we have to work hand in glove with each other to finish up the Hindus, and then we will settle scores between us. And this is a typical understanding which is happening between these two religions in India. And this is what I suppose.
Now, let's take you back. Let's take our viewers back to the 1998 riots that took place in Coimbatore. Bala Gowthaman ji, this is something that many people don't remember. What we are trying to tell you is whatever you are seeing today in Israel, in the southern border of Israel, and perhaps now other places also, was something that you had an inkling of that even as far back as in 1998. Remember, Gowthamanji said that this is not a single Hamas versus Israel incident. This has the footprints of a jihad. Sir, walk us through what happened in 1998. 50 odd people got killed. There was an attempt on the life of the then Deputy Prime Minister, I think, 𝗖𝗂𝘁𝗍𝘅 Advani.
Prime Minister.
And something else happened. Please walk us through what happened in 1998, sir.
In 1998, it is on the 14th of February, to be precise. This happened in Coimbatore. 58 people lost their lives. We have around 13 bomb blasts happened on that particular day. So while these bomb blasts were taking place in different areas, that is something, one bomb blast took place in Advani's place, and the next one took place in the hospital, and the another bomb blast was going on near the Kempati colony area and other place. A group of Muslims, when the entire city was in chaos, a group of Muslims, they entered into an area called Karnanidhi Nagar, and they threw bombs into houses. This happened. So when I just look into how the Hamas, they entered into Gaza or something else, I have to say this operation took place because the surveillance post is first being attacked, and then there is a barrage of missiles flying up. When these things are happening, people are just getting into the southern Israeli towns in gliders, in boats, in motorbikes, and in vehicles. Just imagine, this is what precisely happened in Coimbatore, but the scale is minimum. Instead of missiles, we are having big bomb blasts happening in and around that area. And a group of Muslims, they enter into a Hindu area and they hurl bombs into each and every houses. I mean, the pattern is almost similar. But the intensity of the weapons used, that is the difference which I see. Otherwise, this pattern is being followed still. And now it is 25 years right now. And the irony is, the people who have done this crime, and not even a single one is sentenced with the death sentence. And they are all given, and most of them are let off. And just a handful of them were, the court convicted them with life imprisonment. And our Tamil Nadu Assembly, there is the ruling party as well as the opposition. They wanted all these accused to be let free. And this is something which happened in our state assembly yesterday. So this Hamas, and now the Hamas, this is the similarity that you need to understand. When the Hamas attacked Israel, no one opened the mouth. And now when Israel started hitting back the Hamas, now people are speaking about the rights of the Palestinians. Likewise, 25 years back, when 58 people were killed and each and every houses were hurled with bombs, no one talked about it. But now in the Tamil Nadu State Assembly yesterday, the ruling party as well as the opposition party is speaking that the last 25 years, they have, you know, enjoyed all sort of, we know that they enjoyed all sorts of comforts, but they say that they have underwent all pain and other things. Some are aged, some are deceased, some are so and so. So we need to be sympathetic to them. So they needs to be let off because they are in the jails for the last 20 to 25 years. So this is for Hamas and Israel. It is a 24 hours memory. But here in Tamil Nadu, it is a 25 years memory. That is the lone difference. So, yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Finish your thought. I have one more observation.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Come on. You go ahead.
So viewers, don't think that, oh, that happened in 1998. It's not happening now. In 2022, when that failed car blast, where the guy, it claimed the person who was supposed to drive the car into a temple, when that happened, when this news broke out, within 24 hours, many bombs were thrown at BJP leaders' homes, especially in and around Coimbatore area and also in the deep south.
I just want to correct you. It is after the raid on PFI.
Oh, raid on PFI. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry.
So after the raid on PFI, on 26 locations, they have thrown bombs into in those houses. And when we checked up some of the samples which we got from those areas, it contains some materials, some chemicals, apart from petrol and diesel, and which will increase the latent heat of the fuel. So these types of bombings, like what we see in Hamame there, and it happened in Coimbatore just a year back. And again, coming back to the point about playing victimhood. And now, after this Hamas attack, now people are talking about the rights of the Palestinians. But after the Coimbatore attack, even now, the state government ministers, they are speaking in terms that it is a cylinder blast. They are not even saying that it is a bomb blast. Still, the state government has not accepted it as a bomb blast, even though all evidences were there. NIA has taken over the case, and even some confession statements have also come up. And still, the ruling party says it is a cylinder blast. So that is a commonality because, throwing bombs or something else, it is very common and it is happening throughout. That is why I mean to say that it is a jihad, it is not a Hamas attack. And the entire world has to view. This happened to Coimbatore in 1998. This happened throughout Tamil Nadu last year. And again, where it happened on a Sabbath day, where the Jewish people are doing some. It is their a day. It's a day of reverence for them, and they are having a party over there. And this happened there. Just go to Sri Lanka some years back. The bombings happened during Easter. And this is a pattern that you need to understand. When there is a religious event for some other religionist, you have to go and attack. This is a pattern that you need to understand. This happened in Sri Lanka. This happened here. And another one. Luckily, no one died out of it. In 2015 or 16, the year I am not very clear with that. 3 trains were burnt in Puri. That is the time when the Puri Jagannath Yatra was taking place at that particular point of time. One guy from our Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, he came to Chennai, he got converted, he got trained, and he was caught in a CCTV camera, and he was arrested subsequently. His name is Santosh Ramachandran. If I am Subhash Ramachandran or Santosh Ramachandran, I just forget his name. So that happens when Puri Jagannath Yatra again is happening. People will travel in a train. So on a festive occasion, and again where the people are going to have a congregation, you have to do it. This happened in Godhra. People are returning from Ayodhya in a train and they were burnt. So this is another jihadi pattern. This is something that we need to understand. Because this happened on a Sabbath day there. This happened here on an Easter day. And that happened during a Rath Yatra. And then happened when a pilgrimage was taking place. So this is a pattern that these jihadis are practicing throughout the world. That is why we should not single out that it is an attack by Hamas. It is an attack by jihadis. The title given to this group is called Hamas. And this is something that we need to attack. That is why I feel this is not an attack on Israel. This is an attack from the Islamic point of view on kafirs throughout the world. And this is how we need to take it. To them, a Hindu is a kafir, to him, a Christian is a kafir, to him, a Jew is a kafir, to him, a Buddhist is a kafir, to him, a Sikh is a kafir, to him, a Jain is a kafir. To him, everyone other than a Muslim is kafir. Even for a Sunni and Ahmadiyya is a kafir. So this is an attack on the entire human community, on the entire non-Muslim world. And this is something that we need to understand. That is why whenever, I'm sorry, because this is a word which everyone understands. I don't like to use the word Islam. Because when you use the word Islam, it means that all the Muslims belong to one ummah, that is a family. So if you belong to the ummah, people who are not a part of ummah are all kafirs. If they are kafirs, then it is your religious duty to wage jihad against them. This is what is happening. So this attack on Israel, or this is not an attack on Jews or something else. It is an attack on all Muslims. They may call us infidels or whatever the name they may be, but it is an attack on the entire human community other than the Muslims. Because I don't consider Islam as a human. So I say it is an attack on a human community.
Now, viewers, one reason why we are having this discussion today is to kind of throw some light on the upcoming few weeks. You have Dussehra, then you have Diwali, and there are variations of this. You will have, Deepavali sales and all the big stores. They'll have this for up from now until the end of the year. They'll have these sales. I have traveled through Coimbatore. Coimbatore is a haphazard city in the sense that it's a bunch of villages that have become a city now. So what will happen is you'll have a wide road. Suddenly it will become like a single lane. And that single lane is the place where most of the stores are. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can't even walk. It is that bad, that packed. And all I want to say is exercise caution. Do be careful of your surroundings. And also, Bala Gowthaman mentioned one other thing that I want to kind of correlate. There were a couple of attempts to set train compartments on fire in Kerala. Again, the research points to use of an accelerant, which helps the bogie catch fire faster. So there is something going on here. There is some data available, but I don't understand why the National Investigative Agency, short of, he's not coming out and saying what is under use, how to catch it. Because if it's some magnesium compound, these are not available in free market. The vendor has to identify and alert the government that something like this is happening. Gowthamanji, you have done some research on this. Share with us.
Because before coming to that, as you rightly pointed out, you talked about this Coimbatore, the subways of Coimbatore and other things. Basically, any old city or any old settlement will have narrow roads. It's not like
unusual,
pre-planned cities like what you have in US or Europe, or even traditional big cities like Rome. They have many narrow lanes because this is how ancient civilizations were. So this problem is not going to be in Coimbatore. This problem is going to be throughout the world in the upcoming days. And it is not only India which is going to have this issue. Europe, as well as any part of the country, any part of the world is going to have these issues. Number one. And number two, the one thing that we need to understand is now Gaza is a small strip. Now, how many Gazas are there around the world? East London is a Gaza. We know the police can't enter into East London. And again, I think, Shree, that you are in US right now. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think there was some agitation there in support of Palestine in America.
Yes.
Okay. Muslim agitations. And some of the slogans that are raised there are very provocative. So this may even happen in US. France and suburb of Paris, you have many Gazas. And in Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore is a Gaza. In Haryana, Nu is a Gaza. And again, you have Malda, a Gaza in West Bengal. And you have another Gaza by the name Ramanathapuram in Tamil Nadu. And you have another Gaza by the name Shivajinagar in Bangalore. And many Gazas are there. So what this attack is reminding me is the methodology followed here that from Gaza, they went and attacked. So they prepared everything there in this Muslim locality, and then they invaded. This happened in Noor. This happened in Coimbatore, Kottamedu. From Kottamedu, they prepared everything and they attacked the city, and then they went outside the city. And when, in 1998, February 14th, the blast, the accused who are really involved in this were arrested from outer Coimbatore, not from inside Coimbatore. If you just go visit the case, because that is the Gaza that they have already set up. So they set up these localities, they plan, they prepare themselves for a war, they attack. So these Muslim localities are Gazas. So this attack is reminding me of this thing, that many of our cities in India, I know something about UK, France and other places, but the other places I'm not that much aware of. But the thing is, they are going to be used as launch pads in the coming days. And this is one thing that we need to be aware of. And this is going to happen. And again, the government, and the Karnataka government has recently announced that they are going to create new Gazas. There is a statement from Sikandar Rahman Ayya, that is Siddha Ramayya, because Siddha is a good name, Rama is a good name. I think I don't want to call him by that name. He is the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And he has announced that his government is going to create minority colonies. This is a statement made, and the government is going to earmark 1,000 crores for that. That is to create Gaza. The government is going to earmark 1,000 crores, and they are going to create exclusive minority colonies. And this is a statement that has come up. So you are inviting trouble. And this is something that we need to add to this.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, I have to tell you, I know of at least 2 instances of chief ministers being prime accused in murders. Prime accused. And needless to say that the one who they killed were Hindus. And I don't want to go into details now. Those of you who can connect the dots can know who I am talking about. And these people happen to be in the southern states. I leave it at that. We have to be cautious. At the same time, there are some other undercurrents that have to be completely, taken apart. I mean, you are seeing in a cricket match in Hyderabad. See, you can say Team Pakistan, we support Team Pakistan, but don't say Pakistan Zindabad. What are you trying to say? See, this is another Gaza, sir. I've lived in Hyderabad. I seem to have a propensity to always be around old cities. I've grown up in Hyderabad, old city. I know exactly what happened. 20, 30 years ago when I was a small kid, there were no-go zones. You couldn't even think of going. Even a bicycle couldn't go through those zones. It is that bad, and it's only gotten worse now. Hyderabad is where most Rohingyas have been resettled at the expense of Hindus. The old city sections, 85% now is Muslim. It used to be only 45%. 20 years ago, Gowthaman ji, it was 45%. What happened? All the Hindus, there's a river called 𝗒𝘄𝑐 River. You cross the other side, you become more safer because it's more of a Hindu majority. That's what has happened. You go and look at the land registry records in Old City in Hyderabad. The sales are all in one direction. Seller Hindu, buyer Muslim. And you know how they intimidate Hindus, Bala Gowthaman ji? Because now there are only 15% left, right? Your neighbor is Muslim. This guy, every time he sees you, says, "Oh, looks like your daughter is now moved the jobs from this company to this company. Looks like your wife is now going to this place to shop." Teasing. Why the heck do you want to know where my wife and daughter are going, man? So this is what, and most of them are jobless. They have been radicalized, and they are all thinking about exactly what has played out in Hamas. So this is not something that's going to stop in a day. I'll give you time to give your conclusions, sir. Then we'll take a couple of questions.
No, before that, I just need to add to what you have said, Sree Iyer ji. You're just speaking about a discrete type of, intimidation. But there is a video which is now, circulated viral in the web. It is, from the language I can figure out it is a Bengali, and that Bengali says that we are here to kill you. That is the purpose for which we are here. And this is a statement which is made, which is getting circulated after, and some media is asking them about the Palestinian war. And a Muslim in Bengal is making this statement. So this is very clear what is going to come now. So there is no way, there is nothing hiding, and I am not going to interpret anything. It is an open statement made by a person in Bengal. He doesn't know in which direction Palestine is. He could not even cross to the Kishanganj border. But he is, to express a solidarity with Palestine. He is making this, Hum Musalman hai. So we are here, and this is a statement that is circulating there. What action the government has taken till today? It's an open statement. And the same thing, there is, again repeating this, the government has not done anything. Even the BJP government in Haryana or the central government, Tamil Nadu government, I don't expect that they will do anything. One guy by the name Shamsuddin Qasmi, he made a statement at that time when the new violence was taking place that we are prepared. Because the Deoband Maulvi asked us to be prepared. And now he made another video now after this Palestine issue that we have defeated the Israelis because we are prepared, that we have done this. And he is doing these statements. So if the Haryana government at that time when the new violence came up, if they could have arrested him, this guy could not have come and made this video today. So what is going to happen in the coming days? All these Muslim organizations are going to incite Muslims and just going to play the victimhood card again. And again, like what happened during the Mapla. When during the Mapla riots, the victim card was by the Muslims that the Caliph was finished off by the Britishers, so that you have to fight. And Mahatma Gandhi also supported the movement. At the end of the day, a person who is nowhere involved in it, that the Hindu community was attacked. Because the thing is, jihad is against everything. This is the justification given at that time. And this is going to play out now. I am seeing signs of that happening in the country. Because Qureshi's statement is coming up. And many, the Bengali video is getting played like this. So I am foreseeing some type of attack. I don't know whether the government is aware of it or the government is going to take action against it.
And I'll leave you with this sobering thought, viewers. 3-4 months ago, I got intelligence information that many mosques in a particular state have started stockpiling rocks and petrol bombs and so on and so forth. You are going into a mosque to pray, God damn it. No police dares to enter the mosque because it's a religious place. They don't have such qualms going into temples. What is this justice here? Why do you call yourself a secular republic? In fact, I ask all the congressmen, why do you want to call yourself secular? Why don't you call you are all Islamic apologists? Useless piece of junk. Anyway, let's take some questions now. Gowthaman ji, if you don't mind, it's just a couple of questions and then we can wrap it up. Trey Jones wants to know, since Hamas is officially hosted by Qatar and Turkey, shouldn't these governments be held accountable for aiding and abetting a terror organization just as Taliban was held accountable for hosting Al-Qaeda?
Look, now Qatar and Turkey are the organizations used to by all international powers as well as many governments to negotiate with the Muslim jihadis. That is a problem because when no country in the world is willing to take a decisive action against jihad, and everyone wanted to use jihad for their own political purposes. Taliban is used by America for some purpose, and in some part of time, some other country, Saudi Arabia, used some jihad against Iran or Iraq. So what happens now in the international politics? These terror havens are the creation of these superpowers, which they themselves are now affected by the jihad, but for their political purposes they have created, and now they are creating this countries like Turkey and Qatar to do their own politics. And it is not taking action against a country or so. These countries should be penalized, and If that is going to happen, the first thing what we have to do is we have to make every country which is having the issue of jihadi terror to have zero tolerance towards jihad from whichever country it comes from. But this is not happening because you have an oil economics going on and you have some other economics going on. For that sake, you are creating these, what we call it as the dalals. So it is dalal mean they are saying
Brokers.
that it's a type of diplomacy. This is called a dalal diplomacy. These countries are doing, and if at all, if America or Australia or any country, for that matter, India, for any country, if they are really against terror, if they have zero tolerance towards terror, first they have to act against these countries. But these countries are their own creations. Look, even
Next
in
one,
the
please.
same, just let me complete. Even this case, you have to see this time around the Hamas says that they have taken help from Iran. And this is a statement which is going on. Iran is a Shia country and Hamas is a Sunni.
Sorry, sir, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. Next question, please. Maya Jagannathan wants to know, sir, very worried for Ram Mandir inauguration. Many politicians, Bhushan, Malik are already saying something will happen.
Because they know who is going to do. And they are going to be the lawyers for them to appear in the court. So they have got a good knowledge about what is going to come. So whatever they say, that is going to happen, because they are going to incite passion. They are going to motivate terrorists to do. Then they will come and play the human rights cards for these terrorists. So this is going to happen because they know what is going to happen. And precisely this is something that which I am telling people in many of the channels, that around about the inauguration of the Ram temple, there are going to be huge terror attacks across the country. I don't know how many governments, how many state governments are equipped to handle this. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how many governments are going to meekly surrender before the jihadis. That we have to wait and see. That is, it is going to be really a traumatic period for us.
Next question, please. Poonam Abhi wants to know, just look at their 1400-year-long history. When have the Muslims ever been gainfully and productively employed anywhere in the world?
Yeah, they are gainfully and employed. And they are productively employed. Since they are productively employed, their population is going up. They are gainfully employed. That is why they are used as henchmen by many countries to go and attack. So these are the two things that they are doing.
Next question, please. Captain Kiran Konhar wants to know, or wants to say, INC condemned Hamas and changed its stance in 24 hours. We condemn INC and do not change our stance in next 24 years.
Even for 24 generations, you can't do.
Here's what I found.
Because just by going, since you asked about INC, so you can't do this. I mean, 24 years back, then I have to rewind the history and tell you one thing. The recent Palestinian Accord was signed between Yasser Arafat and the then Israeli government. While signing this accord, there was an issue in Palestine that Yasser Arafat is he has compromised the Muslim world, and this is a statement made by many Muslim leaders at that particular point of time. At that time, Yasser Arafat said, I have not compromised. He said, this Oslo Treaty is the one which was signed between the Israel as well as Palestine. He said that it is like Hudaybiyah. Hudaybiyah is a treaty signed between Mecca and Medina during the days of Muhammad, where they signed an accord for 10 years that we should not attack each other. And this is an accord signed between Mecca and Medina. So what happened in due course within the 10-year period? The Quraysh, between the Quraysh tribes and the Muslims. Quraysh tribes were there in Mecca, and these guys were in Medina. So in the gap of 10 years, some Quraysh, they got converted to Islam. Muhammad converted them, and he converted some more people in Islam. And then they attacked. And that is how they captured Mecca. This is a history. So this is what he said, that Yasser Arafat, this treaty is like that. And this is what precisely today that has happened there in Israel, that the Hamas has attacked. So now, when Gaza, when they have regrouped, when they got all the ammunitions and everything to get, and when Lebanon and other countries were ready with all their resources, they attacked it. And now we can understand what Yasser Arafat said on that particular day. Why I am quoting Yasser Arafat here is it is the first government to accept a Palestinian state is the government of India under Mrs. Gandhi. And this is one thing that we need to know. And it is the government of India which trained PLO at that particular point of time. That is the Palestinian Organization Army was trained by our own government during Indira Gandhi's time. So that is 24 years back. So I think your statement, Captain, is absolutely clear that it is not after 24 years, even before 24 years, it was like that.
Sir, not only did India recognize, they also conferred the degree of PhD, honorary PhD on Yasser Arafat. And the idiot
Peace Prize.
Yes, Peace Prize, that's right. And the idiot who was introducing him constantly mispronounced him as Yasser Arafat, Yasser Arafat. I mean, we are such dumb idiots, I'm telling you, in the 60s and 70s, how we towed these lines. At least now, this government has shown some spine, and let's hope that that spine stays, because sometimes things have a very weird way of taking different turns. Go ahead, sir.
I hope that it won't happen, because now the BJP could have realized that the elections are around the corner, and it's a very short time for them to do the secular card. I think that they have to play Hindu card for their own survival in the coming state elections. So I think that if BJP is having some brains, and if they really wanted to win these elections, they have to play a Hindu card. I don't think that it is wrong, because when Congress says that I am going to play a Muslim card, then what is wrong in BJP saying that I am going to play a nationalistic or a patriotic card?
Next one, please. Vengat Ranga wants to know, Namaskar, why is it that the Islamists find so much support around the world?
Because they are converting people. That is point number one. Number two, this is the major issue that we need to understand. Look, Catholicism and other Christian denominations are losing people. And this class of liberals, what they call, I mean, if they are, whether I may not accept Christianity or anything else, that's a different case altogether. But the thing is, when you are keep weaning people away from religious beliefs or their native culture, and if you are going to kill their pride, their customary pride or something else, there will be a vacuum. And organized religions alone can fill the vacuum. Look, these vacuums are created by taking Christianity outside. So which is the available and organized religion next to Christianity in the world? It is Islam. Now it is fastly filling up. So the thing is, this is what church needs to understand, that you are promoting these liberals to take on some other religion, maybe Hinduism or Buddhism or something else. But the real loser is Christianity because of promoting it. And the real winner is communism. Per se, communism doesn't have any ideology. And it doesn't have it doesn't have the capacity to address the emotional domains of a person. So a person will automatically wander towards some religion or something else, and Islam is filling it up. So the two major things that we need to understand: be sure or be rooted in your own culture. Number two, never ever allow these liberals, this leftist and other things to come and spoil your mind. They will create a vacuum. This Islam will fill in those vacuums. And this is something that each and every government in the world, each and every country has to learn this lesson.
Next question, please. Vrinda Ballal wants to know, do you believe that Hamas is acting in the interest of Philistines or only themselves?
They are not interested in Palestine or themselves. It is jihad. That you have to understand. This is one thing, because it doesn't have a boundary. Look, this is one thing that we need to understand. The same thing happened in India. Who are the Muslims? They are not from Arabia. They are not from any Quraysh tribe or from some other tribe. They converted our own people, and then they claimed that the place from where the Vedas they came up, that is the Sindh, they said that Pakistan is our land, and they got a separate land. So okay, now Pakistan is over. Do you think that the Muslims are now silent? They are doing the same thing. That whatever they have done before partition, they are doing it now in India. So Palestine is not going to be a solution, because they are not only interested, I mean, at that time they are not only interested in Pakistan, they are interested in the entire world to get Islamized. The same thing is now happening there. When Islam came, the same place was there. That in the Jewish history it was there. Abraham was there, and you have Moses, and then you made them Musa or Ibrahim, and now you say that this is my place. Right?
Next question, please.
Huh?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Never mind. Please continue.
Okay. So they are not going to stop with Palestine, and they are not fighting for Palestine, or neither they are not fighting for themselves. They are fighting for a philosophy which has taught them that no person in this world should be from any other faith other than my own faith. This is for what they are fighting. That is why I am repeatedly saying that it is not an attack by Hamas, it is an attack by jihadis. And it is not an attack against Jews, it is an attack against all non-Sunnis.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Ganesh Nayak wants to know why the government is not arresting those people. Which people, Ganesh? Sir, go ahead, sir. Next question, Sharvin Shelkar, thank you so much for your generous donation. Should India send $1 billion to Israel as a goodwill gesture?
I mean, I don't want India to send money to Israel, because Israel is not a country which will accept money from anyone.
Right.
I think Israel has got some self-pride, and they don't do it. But if at all India wants to help, India has to stand with Israel in all international forums. Number one, India should not allow, like India allowed people to go to Syria and Lebanon to fight for ISIS. Likewise, tomorrow, Lebanon or some other country, maybe a place for all international jihadis to assemble to attack Israel. So India can do one thing, that India should not allow any such campaign or recruitment or any such indoctrination to happen in its own soil. This is India can do. Number three, what India can really do is, this is happening in any neighborhood to India, then India should be able to attack those places. And I mean, now Pakistan may train people and send to fight in Lebanon, from the Lebanon borders towards Israel. So if some training, launch pad or something is going to happen in Pakistan, India should very well destroy that. And that is some help that India can really do. And these are the three areas which I find that India has to do, because Israel don't accept money, because they feel that Israel is not like our Congress government.
Yes, indeed. And I'll leave our viewers with one small parting thought. Israel allows dual citizenships. And I know of many of my friends who are citizens of not only Israel, but also United States. Sometimes they are from other countries who have migrated to Israel. So they have sometimes even 3 citizenships. But their call is very, very clear. What they are doing now, close to 300,000 reservists are flying from various parts of the world and coming to Israel and saying, we are going to fight this thing, because they know this is just the beginning. Gaza is just the beginning. And there's going to be more things happening. And sir, there was one, I'll give you the floor, sir. There was one rabbi, Gowthaman ji, there's one rabbi. He can hardly stand. He's standing in JFK, John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City. And he has so far paid the airfare for 250 reservists.
Great.
We're about to take the flight, because everything is happening like instant real time now. People are just taking whatever clothes they can, getting in, and then they are boarding a flight to the next available flight to Tel Aviv. And he's saying, okay, don't worry about it. Just come here. I'll take care of your travel expense. Many know they may not come back. So over to you, sir.
So because this is one thing that since you have taken, touched upon this particular topic, I need to intervene here. This is the difference. The former Prime Minister of Israel has gone to the field with his gun and with his army uniform. I mean, there is no politics in Israel now. The opposition said that we are with the government to fight against them. But look what is happening in India. You are questioning the Bala Gowthaman strikes. And your opposition leader is going to the Chinese embassy to get clarification about what is happening in 𝗤𝙗𝙗. That is the difference between two countries.
Thank you so much, Gowthaman-ji. And viewers, you will agree with me when I say that you perhaps got a bigger 360-degree perspective in this one discussion than perhaps many other. Right now, everybody is talking only about this. But to be able to correlate, to be able to go back in history and see the root cause and how to go about, at least addressing it, you have found it here. And I'm glad for those of you who have joined us. We should be having more people watching this program, but I think there's a beginning that has been made. Gowthaman-ji, thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy schedule. By the way, he runs a very, very popular TV channel called Shree TV, and fantastic programming they do. And in fact, I think they have taken over the studio for this particular thing. So thank you so much, sir. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Do also look at Shree TV. Their Twitter handle is Shree TV1, SHREE TV1, and you can go to YouTube and then search on SHREE TV with one word or two words, and you will find their channel. Do subscribe to that also. Thank you once again, sir. Namaskar.
Namaste.